Hello, my name is Nabila Ramadhani.
Hello, my name is Indah Ramayani.
Hi everyone, my name is Kayla.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Ahir Aska.
What's good everyone? So, my name is Raya Rajunasari.
Let us introduce you to BRI or Bank Rakyat Indonesia. It is one of the largest and oldest bank in Indonesia and established in 1895 in Purwokerto.
So, BRI focuses on providing financial services to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Its mission is to support economic growth by empowering local businesses and communities.
With its wide branch network and digital banking innovation, BRI is known for being accessible even in rural areas. This makes banking easier for millions of Indonesians.
Today, BRI continues to grow and adapt to modern banking trends while staying committed to its vision to become the most valuable banking group in Southeast Asia. Now, let's talk about their financial condition from 2022 until 2024.
So, today I'm gonna talk about one of the key financial ratios used in banking, net interest margin or NIM. So, what is NIM? Basically, it shows how efficiently a bank earns money from its lending activities compared to how much it spends on funding like customer deposits. The formula is simple. Interest income minus interest expense divided by total assets. For Bank BRI, the NIM has been very healthy over the past 3 years. In 2022, it was 6.20%, then slightly increased to 6.24 in 2023, and improved further to 6.42 in 2024. This consistent growth tells us that BRI is doing a great job managing its interest income. They are able to keep their loan pricing strong, especially in the micro and small business sectors, while keeping their funding costs under control. In short and high increasing NIM means BRI is making the most out of its core banking business lending. Now let's move on the second ratio, which is a return on assets. ROA is measure how effectively a bank is using its assets to generate profits. The higher the ROA, the better the bank is at turning its total resources into income. For Bank BRI, ROA was 2.76 in 2022, then increased to 3.07 in 2023, and remains strong at 3.6 in 2024. This upward trend is a positive signal. It shows that BRI has been improving its efficiency, making more profit without efficiency needing a hug increasing in assets. A consistent ROA above 3% is considered excellent, especially for large banks. It reflects good decision making, strong management, and smart asset allocation. So overall, BRI has shown that it's not just growing, it's growing wisely.
Okay, so now we talk about ROE or return on equity. Return on equity reflects how much return a bank generates for its shareholders. BRI ROE rose from 60.94% in 2022 to 19.17% in 2024. This increasing trend is a very positive signal for investors. It means BRI is able to generate higher profits without significantly increasing its equity base. It shows strong profitability and capital efficiency. Next, we talk about efficiency ratio. The efficiency ratio measures the proportion of non-interest expenses to total income. For BRI, this ratio decreased significantly in 2024, dropping from 47.54% in 2023 to 41.59% in 2024. This indicates that BRI became more cost efficient over time, possibly through digital transformation, automation of operations, and better expense management. A lower efficiency ratio means the bank is spending less to earn more, which is a good sign.
So, let's move on to the fifth ratio, which is the cost to income ratio. This ratio helps us understand how much of the bank's income is being used up to cover its operating expenses. So again, lower is better because it means the bank is managing its costs more efficiently. In 2022, BRI's cost to income ratio was 63.23%. Then it improved to 60.18% in 2023. And even better, in 2024, it dropped to 55.93%. That's a great trend. It shows that BRI is getting better at controlling operational costs while still growing its income. In short, the bank is spending less and earning more, which is exactly what we want to see from a healthy and efficient company. Okay, now let's talk about risk, specifically credit risk, through the non-performing loan ratio or NPL. This ratio shows the percentage of loans that are not being repaid as expected. A lower NPL ratio means the bank has better quality loans. In 2022, BRI's NPL ratio was 2.82%. It rose slightly to 2.95% in 2023, but in 2024, it went back down to 2.83%. That's actually a good sign. Even though BRI's loan portfolio is growing, they're keeping bad loans under control. A stable NPL below 3% shows that BRI is doing a great job in assessing credit risk and making sure loans are paid back on time.
And today I would like to explain to you guys about loan to deposit ratio and loan to the asset ratio of Bank BRI. First is loan to deposit ratio with the formula total loans divided into total deposit. And the data that we already calculate, we have for year 2022 we got 82.52%. For 2023 we've got 88.17%. And for the 2024 we've got 95.06%. And the analysis that we got is the loan to deposit ratio is increased, meaning the bank is lending more aggressively. This tells us how much of the bank's collected deposit are being used to provide loans. In other words, it measures how aggressively the bank is lending out its funds. In 2022, BRI had a loan to deposit ratio of 82.52%. It increased to 88.17% in 2023 and reached 95.06% in 2024. This shows that BRI is lending more, which can mean higher interest income. But also, if it gets too high, it can also signal the liquidity risk. Next, I'm gonna explain to you guys about the loan to asset ratio with the formula total loans divided by total assets. And the data that we already got is for the year 2022, the loan to asset ratio for BRI is 57.85%. For the years 2023, the loan to asset ratio of BRI is 60.36%. And the last is for 2024, the loan to asset ratio of BRI is 65.85%. And the analysis that we already discussed about this is the more of BRI assets are being used for loans, which suggests strong utilization of core banking activities. In 2022, it was 57.85%, then it increased to 60.36% in 23, and by the last 2024, it reached 65.58%. This rising trend shows that BRI is focusing more on its core banking business, which is providing loans. The more asset used for lending, the more potential income for interest. It's a sign that BRI is actively growing and maximizing its earning potential.
And last but not least, I will explain the capital adequacy ratio or CAR. This is super important because it shows whether a bank has enough capital to absorb potential losses. In 2022, BRI CER was 23.30%. It rose to 25.23% in 2023 and slightly dipped into 24.41% in 2024. But guess what? These numbers are still way above the regulatory minimum, which is around 8 till 12%. That means BRI has a strong capital buffer. It can absorb risk, continue lending, and stay financially safe even during economic uncertainty. That's a great news for investor and customers alike. Next one, I'm gonna explain about the debt to equity ratio. Finally, we have the debt to equity ratio, which shows how much the bank relies on debt compared to its own capital. In 2022, the ratio was 5.15. In 2023, it increased slightly to 5.21. And in 2024, it reached 5.27. That might sound high, but for a bank, this is normal because they use customer deposits, which are technically liabilities, to fund loans and earn profits. What's important is that the ratio is stable and not increasing too fast. BRI stable leverage tells us the bank is managing its funding structure wisely and there is no sign of financial stress. And that's all from us. Till you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.